Hey you guys, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram, Vivalayoshii, TikTok, and Twitter at LifeWithSymone. Y'all, today is the first day of Vlogtober. So happy Vlogtober, you guys. Welcome to spooky season. Welcome to, oh no, it's the Libra's turn. But Scorpio season, we on the way. But yeah, so it's the first day of Vlogtober. Well, technically it's September 26th, but y'all seeing this on October 1st because y'all, I'm telling y'all I'm coming hard. I'm coming every day. So yeah, if you didn't know, I don't know if you heard it in the last video. Well, I don't know when I posted the last video, like a story time, but I'm starting off Vlogtober with a week of story time. So since today is Sunday, of course, we're starting off with a Subbie Sunday. So y'all make sure y'all run these numbers up, because if not, I'm going to just give up throughout the thing. I'm just kidding. But no, I do plan on doing 2 weeks of story times, not back to back. So this, yeah. But anyway, let's get straight into this. I'll get more into the Halloween spirit as we go, because as y'all see, I'm still in the process of moving. And clearly, I'm still where I was at before. All right, so yeah, let's get into it. This first Subbie Sunday is titled, My Best Friend Set Me Up Twice. And y'all, this is literally the last email I received. I got this at today, actually at 9 a.m. So let's go ahead and read it. So it says, Hey Symone, thanks for telling my story in your video. Ooh, you're welcome. So it says, I wanted to give you a backstory on how I jumped my best friend on Valentine's Day in a Walmart parking lot. Oh, okay. It says, so this whole situation started because of Snowy doing the grimy shit she's known for. So Snowy's the friend. Okay. Snowy invited me to a party and kept insisting I go because she knew 2 ninjas that would be there. She didn't want to go by herself because it would leave one of the boys third wheeling. So I went. When we got to the party, we spoke to the boys and we went to a room upstairs to see one of Snowy's people. I was telling Snowy that I was interested in one of the boys. I'll call him Trell. I told her I was feeling Trell more than the other boy. She told me that her and Trell was talking and she wanted me to be with Trell's friend. So I took my L and I talked to his friend. Me and Trell's friend wasn't really interacting with each other, so Snowy would constantly force us onto each other and kept making things uncomfortable. Snowy kept pushing me into him and making us hug, so I kissed him. Every kiss, the spark was coming on more and more because we started having a whole conversation and was more hands-on with each other. So we're gonna fast forward to a couple of days later. Snowy asked me if I wanted to see Trell's friend again, and I said yeah, I'll call his friend Aunt. Snowy told me that Aunt was at Trell's house and asked me if I wanted to go with her over there. I told her yes and we went. Aunt was a cool person and we was just having conversations the whole time. We never did nothing sexual other than kissing 2 nights ago. Anyway, I ended up posting a video of Aunt dancing on the hood of a car, and that's when everything started. Someone slid up on my story telling me that Aunt was dealing with some girl and they sent me the girl's Instagram page. And I knew the girl and I seen her around before, and she was going viral on Instagram at the time because she had got her ass beat. I replied to the message with the laughing emoji and said shaking my head. Again, a text message later that day and bitches was talking crazy. I'll show you the messages, lol. I started my shit back and was over it, and she wanted to meet up and fight, but it wasn't that serious on my end. I ended up finding out her and Snowy was real good friends, and Snowy introduced me to her boyfriend on purpose just to start some shit. And it's weird as hell because why talk to me when you got a whole girlfriend? And Snowy was the one who actually sent the girl outside to tell me to come into the house, and Snowy knew what she was doing because I also ended up finding out the girls in the house was friends with Aunt's girlfriend, aka the girl who wants to fight me. So in my eyes, it was definitely a setup. Ooh, Snowy is weird and messy. It sounds like maybe, yeah, she's just a messy ass friend, honestly. Because even if you fall out with your homegirl, why you trying to put somebody else onto her, dude? Like, I feel like that's so weird. If I fall out with you, I fall out with you, period. Like, ain't nothing for me to be trying to, like, I don't need to be trying to look into, try to make your life miserable. Like, girl, move on with their fucking life, move around. But thank you so much for sharing. Let's get into the next story. All right, so this is the next story. So this one, ooh, is short, but it's cool because we're gonna read a few. I got time today. But so yeah, this one is titled Lowball Got Catfished / Ninja from Hell. So it says, hey girl, my name is, and it says, I love your channel, only YouTube videos I watch. Oh, thank you so much, girl. So excuse me, so let's get into the story. So it says, long story short, this man slid in my DMs. First thing I do is go to his profile. He was fine little dreadhead with grills and tattoos and looked like he had big motion. Don't say the nickname, but his nickname was, and then she told me, ooh, I'm gonna go look him up. I'm just, no, for I am. But we just gonna call him Green. Me and Green was talking, ended up meeting up, and in his pictures he was skinny, but when I met him he had some weight on him. I looked past it because it was manageable. But later on we ended up doing the do, and baby, that shit was phenomenal. Had me delulu, but come to find out he had a baby on the way. She was already like 8 months pregnant before I met him, ready to pop soon, and he was broke too. I played what? I paid this man mortgage, gave him a band and money to use to buy a car that ain't never got bought. Very much dumb. And come to Christmas, this man used my money to buy this girl who I used to be close with in middle school a promise ring and her gifts. And mind you, this lady is not his BM. She was an extra party. But Green bought us all the same damn gift. And mind you guys, I didn't know that he messed with her until she posted Christmas pictures asking who messed with him. I thought I did, but shit. But this is pretty long, so let me just say this. I called Green, cussing him out, and I sat on his doorstep and told him I'm gonna throw a brick through his window. And he came out and we fought. But this is the part 1. Part 2 was some of how I fought his baby mama and got into it with the used to be close friend that turned into his wife. Send that motherfucking part 2 right now. Send it right now, cause we need it in this month. Girl, and get it detailed, cause we need to be reading for a long time, cause I want to know. Not him. He bought y'all the same gift with your money. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ninjas ain't shit. Cause like you still dealing with your baby mom. She about to have a baby. She 8 months pregnant. Then you dealing with somebody else, and now she become your wife. You buying her a gift with my money. Ooh, this man just ooh. And then you paid his mortgage. My thing is, you paid his mortgage. How's he got? He is a bold one. How you got time and anything, like anything I gave you, you gonna buy somebody else with that when I paid your mortgage? Boy, you would have been homeless. Ooh, sis, send us the rest. This one is titled Storytime Advice. Questions, I don't know. So let's see, because we need to help. We need to help. You know, we a helping hand over here. We're a family of helping. All right, I'm just kidding, but let me get into it. So it says, Symone, first off, I want to say I love you and your channel. You're the only YouTuber that I watch consistently. Thank you so much. Okay, second, this is a second part question to the same scenario. But onto my issues. So a month ago, I got ghosted by someone I was talking to every day for 6 months and lost my V card to. Kind of just happened out of nowhere, but we was pretty distant the couple of weeks before. This was my longest talking stage, but first kiss, first date, first everything, so it hurt really bad. Last year at 18, I decided to stop being mean to men and actually give them a chance. And now I'm 20 and honestly regretting that decision. Anyways, I've cried it out and I've been trying to move on. He hid his story from me and I've muted everything else. Every day it is easier, but I can't get him off my mind. I don't know why. I do not want him at all, so I'm unsure what these feelings are. I don't check his page or anything. I deleted all messages and photos, but it's still a heavy weight. So first question is, how do I get this man off my brain? I don't want him there anymore, LOL. So a little background for the next question. So most people that know me describe me as nonchalant, quiet, unemotional, blah, blah. But this situation had me really down, and my mom was the only one who saw it all. Me and my mom are close, but I've never been one to cry in front of others or even tell my business because I know people talk. My mom specifically. She was really surprised to see me so hurt, so she helped me and talked me through it. The other day, we were talking to my little cousin about girls and giving him advice. I told him not to listen to my mom because all of her advice was outdated. She's not really hip to kids nowadays, so her advice wasn't relevant. She responded, no, don't listen to her. Ask her how her relationship's going. Ooh, then proceeded to whisper something I couldn't hear. I was so shocked. Then I responded to, no, ask her how her relationships go. Then she said, mine end on my own terms. This really cut me deep. So I left the house and went on a drive so I wouldn't disrespect her. Now I'm really upset because how could you say that and use that against me when you know firsthand how bad that situation hurt me and how hard it was for me to open up. So my question is basically, what do I do? Should I confront her? I don't trust her with my information anymore. So should I take the L and not confide in her anymore? We're so close and this is the first time I actually told her everything going on. So that just threw me a loop, to be honest. Thank you. This is kind of long. Oh, sis, I feel like just don't vent to her no more. I feel like, well, with me, after somebody like try to throw my stuff that I vented to you about in my face, then I just really don't vent to you about it no more. But I wouldn't like take it serious. She probably didn't mean it in a harming way. You know how some people try to say stuff jokingly, probably because she probably felt like you called her outdated, so she probably was like, oh, I'm gonna call you this. I don't know. I just wouldn't vent to her anymore, but I wouldn't like stop being close with your mom. You should still be close with her. And for the guy, believe him, block him off everything. It's gonna take some time, honestly. You can't really tell somebody when to heal or how long it is gonna heal because it really just takes time. But I think it's probably just more of a betrayal thing, you know. And it's like you said, you don't date or talk to anybody else, so it's like you gonna keep thinking about that. But make yourself happy. Go out there, go on a date or two. You don't gotta do nothing serious. Like you don't gotta be a serious with nobody. You just go have fun, enjoy life. And I'm not saying sleep around, because it's gonna be somebody in the comments like, don't go sleeping around like Symone did with all them niggas she be talking about in them stories. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, go on a date, have fun, you know, talk to people on your own terms when you feel like it, you know. Like, it's okay to put you first and be selfish with people, you know, as long as everybody know the intentions. They know, like, okay, we're just dating, having fun, chilling. Like, it's not, you know. But yeah, take that time so you could get him off your mind and you could start seeing, like, you know, there's different guys out here, there's better people out here. But I hope you get over him, sis, and I hope things work out for you for the best. Start journaling too to get all that stuff out. But thank you so much, and let's get to the next story. Let's get to the next story. So this one is titled "Found Him at His Ex, flattened his tires and picked him up." What made me want to read this is because I'm like, ooh, that's some toxic shit. Y'all know, like, when situations like you'll destroy somebody's stuff and then you end up paying for it, and it be like, it's just like, damn, this shit is so toxic. Why destroy this man's shit and now I'm replacing it? But okay, let's Symone. This story is about the time I caught my baby daddy with his ex/baby mama. A little backstory. So I was with my baby daddy off and on since our junior year of high school. He was really my first everything. I was crazy over him. Great and delusional for years. He was a whore and still is. He has multiple baby mamas and women. Always has and still does. The D is good. The head is fire. And he caters to a woman's needs. First, so you can imagine why he still has it going on. Yes, we're all digmatized. Oh, man. Okay, let's get to it. So on to the story. My baby daddy and I were living together. One night I fell asleep before he made it home. At 3 a.m. I was woken up suddenly out of my sleep. You know, that's that good old woman's intuition. I get up and walk around the house and realize this man still haven't came home. I instantly began calling and texting his phone. No answer and no response. I was more worried something happened to him, if anything. So I grabbed my babies and started riding around our little town looking for him. Yeah, I was dumb. I ride past his mom and his car isn't there. I ride past all his hangout spots. He's not there. So something tell me to ride past his ex/baby mama house. Bingo, he's parked in her yard. My heart sank and I was hurt. That hurt turned into anger. I go back home and I pack up his clothes. The tongue of pair of Nikes down the middle. He's a sneakerhead. That wasn't enough to make me feel better. So I grabbed a knife, go back into my car, and went back to his baby mama house. I parked a little down the road and jogged to his car. I stabbed the first tire. It was so loud that I scared myself. I froze a minute to see if anyone was coming. No one was coming, so I stabbed the other tire. Both were on the driver's side. Ran back to my car. I go home, lay down, and wait for his call. I knew he had to go to work in the morning. I knew he had to be to work at 8 in the morning. This is when I knew I was a good liar, a little crazy, and could hold a secret, LOL. So 6 a.m. rolls around, he calls and I answers like nothing is wrong. I never texted any bullshit, so he didn't know I knew anything. He's clearly upset and says, one of these stupid women done stabbed my tire. I responded in complete disgust. Why would they do that dumb shit? Are you good? You need a ride? He responds, yes, I do. Can you come get me? In my sweetest voice, I respond, sure, where are you? He hesitates and say, I fell asleep at my baby mama house with my baby. It wasn't nothing like that. I smirk to myself and I say, I'll be there in a few. I hide the shoes I cut up in the clothes so that he doesn't see them yet. I put on his uniform and his boots so that he could get dressed, and I leave. By the time we make it back home, his ride for work was waiting on him. He gets dressed and rushes out the door. After he left, that's when I began to text and talk shit to let him know that his things will be outside waiting on him when he gets home. When it was close to the time of him getting off of work, I set everything outside and went to my parents' house to avoid an argument. I never told him that it was me that flattened his tires. That wasn't the end of us, of course. I might have stayed mad at him for 2 weeks and went back to him. 5 years later, we're cool, not together, but of course still having sex. We're randomly chilling, and I asked him, did he ever find out who's flattened his tires that night? He said nope, but I think it was Kira, another one of his baby mamas. I laughed and I said, nah, it wasn't Kira, it was me. He threatened to flatten my tires in revenge and he never did. This is the end of the story, but if y'all want, I have a lot more with this man. I was done for him for 10 years. I'm finally at a point where I only communicate with him if it involves the kids. He's a narcissist man for sure. It took me long, but I finally cut that hold off from that man. Ooh, sis, we want the other stories for sure. I don't know why my eyes like watery and foggy, but we most definitely want the other stories of you and your baby daddy, because it just sounds like it was just a lot. Especially you say he got a lot of baby mamas. That's funny how he really sitting there thinking he probably cussed that baby mama out. She probably was sitting there like, what are you talking about? Like, that's, and then just to find out years later, like, damn, it was you. Ooh, excuse me. But thank you so much for sharing. Yes, send us the rest of the story, sis. All right, you guys, so we're gonna do this story. We're gonna do 2 more, this one and 1 more, because my eye is doing some weird and I still gotta record another video. So this one says, we got caught effing by his auntie. Ooh. So it says, hey girl, hey. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying I stumbled upon your channel about a year ago, and ever since I've been hooked. I'm also from LA, and I love to see my LA queens prosper. Thank you, sis. I love your videos, and they always make me feel better about some of the crazy shit I've been in, LOL. Keep up the great work. I love you, sis. Now let's get into this story. Ooh, I love you, girl, with that LA love. Okay. Disclaimer, this story is long as hell. A little backstory, in the 9th grade, I started dating this guy and we got super close. Before I knew it, I had lost my virginity and thought he was the love of my life. After being together for about 2 years, we came to a decision that it wasn't meant to be. We both were becoming different people and the bond just wasn't as strong. Fast forward, we tried to give it another shot. Let's just say he was a little too different for me, LOL. We ended up breaking things off, but I wanted some consistent D. I'm low-key a little sex addict, but I didn't want to give my body to anyone because I liked the way he beat it down. We came to this mutual understanding that we would be friends with benefits. Worst mistake of my life. I was living with my grandma, and on Mondays she would have a little meeting until 8 o'clock, but don't get home until after about 9. We had practice until about 6 every day, so after practice I would sneak him in the house to do the do. This went on for about a month until my nosy ass neighbors noticed and threatened to tell on me if I didn't stop. Ooh. Even though I would have just lied if I got caught anyway. I was kind of over the once a week thing. We stopped talking for a little while, and then randomly he hit me up like 12 in the morning on a Saturday with the BS ass "what you want" text. My thirsty ass replied, and he was basically like, "I'm staying at my aunt's right now because I got kicked out and I'm not too far from your house. If you want to come while she's at work." I ended up going, and you know what happened? This started to become a regular thing. Even on school nights, I would sneak out and go over there to bleep bleep. One time I went over there and he was being hella weird and like rushing me in the house, so I'm like, okay, but I didn't think anything of it. He proceeds to tell me that his aunt is downstairs at the neighbor's house, and I'm like, why would you have me come over here then? Since it was no telling when she would come back. He pretty much ignored me and we got to it. After like 2 rounds, we started laying down talking to take a little break. Just as we get comfortable, we hear a door. Mind you, we in the damn living room. Oh my God, not the damn living room. He tells me to just lay under the cover, which I did. His aunt went straight to her room, and I don't know if I was nervous or what, but I instantly had to pee bad as fuck. Her door was right by the bathroom, so we waited until it was cracked a little bit before he walked me in there. Boy, was my stomach in my ass. When I walked out the bathroom, we ended up laying back down, and I'm a pretty small girl and he's kind of big, so I was sure his aunt didn't notice me. She ends up leaving, and we took that as a go to start the party up again. We finished and we ended up falling asleep naked. I know, dumb as hell. I should have went my thirsty ass home. We wake up and I'm starting to get my stuff together to go home. In the midst of doing this, we hear someone walking up the steps. I try to hurry up and put my stuff on, but I didn't have enough time. His aunt comes in and walks straight to her room. We were under the cover, attempted to put our clothes back on. Before you know it, his aunt walks out her room and she turns on the light. He quickly put his shorts back on and hurried up to get back fully under the cover, but it was too late. She then began screaming at him, talking about, "I know you don't have a bitch in my house." Oh, not her calling you that, y'all. It's high school. Me scared as hell. I'm hiding under the cover still. He's like, "No, I don't. No, I don't." Lying like a typical nigga. She's like, "Okay, prove it," and pull the covers down. Mind you, I only have a shirt on with no bottom, so I just popped my head up. I'm sitting there looking dumb as hell and she cussing him out. He's like, "It's not what you think it is. We're just chilling." What? And she's like, "Okay," to take the cover off. He starts to pull it down more, and I took it super hard, pulling it back up. And look at him shaking my head. No. She gave me the most annoyed stare, and his aunt still calling us all kind of nasty bastards and tell me I need to leave. And she goes back into her room. As soon as she left, I put my shit on and I dipped. Man, that shit was crazy, but you live and you learn, LOL. I have hella more crazy ass stories with this ninja. Got me faded as fuck one time and stole my money. He would also stay guilt tripping me into sending money and much more. Let me know if you want to hear another. Sorry again about the lengthy story, but I had to let y'all know all the details. Also, this was years ago. I was around 16 and 17 when this happened. I am now 21, soon to be 22, dating someone way better. I cut off all contact with him, but he still tried to contact me sometimes. I just leave him on red, period. Thank you for reading, sis. Oh, sis, that was so funny. That was funny. Yeah, we want more stories. Not y'all falling asleep naked. Y'all bold as hell. It's just funny because it's like, not y'all. Wait, oh, when I just looked down at your name, I thought you had the same name as my little sister. I was about to say, what the hell, but you don't. I read it wrong. But, not him falling asleep butt naked with you. That's just funny as hell. But thank you so much for sharing, sis. Go ahead and send us the rest because we want more. I know I'm late, but sis, we want more because this was good. Okay, this is the last story for the spooky today. It ain't nothing spooky about these stories. But, yeah, this is the last story. So this, hey girl, I love your story times. Definitely subscribe, period. Disclaimer, I don't condone cheating, but fuck this man. Anyways, I'm gonna call my ex in this story Square. So me and Square were together for about 3 years, on and off for the most part. I wish I would have paid more attention to the red flags in the talking stage, to be honest. Me and Square met at work and he wasn't a looker for real, but he reversed with a jokingly rude personality. We played around for a while and then we got back to talking on the low, or so we thought. Everyone was catching on, doing the most, so we denied it. Mainly him, because I told my small circle, they could care less, they thought I could do better. But what used to tick me off was his work friends would talk so badly about me. The man said nothing. His excuses was he didn't want to have to fight or cause drama. But I was a dummy for sticking beside him. But I took a mental note. Our first day was at Chick-fil-A and Wawa's for dessert. I should have read this and shaking my head. Because I just, right last year figured out, ain't Wawa's a gas station in Florida? Fast forward, we're together and both of us decided to quit. Me before him. We had little arguments, nothing major. We started getting a little intimate, but it was trash. I took his card, so what can I expect? Mind you, I didn't have much experience myself. Square was a throw things in your face type of guy, and I learned that early on. He was buying me fast food and taking me back to his place. He was buying me fast food and taking me back to his place like that was doing something. I told him I wanted to go out more and have a good time. Mind you, we were both in our 20s. He wanted to stay at the house while he plays the game and talk to his homeboys all day. I will admit, he came in clutch with rides and he could have a sweet side, but he really dug in some insecurity, so he started talking about my body. He had a comment about sculpting it to make it look better. Mind you, this hefty bag man is bigger at the top and skinny at the bottom. Leave me alone. Which reminds me, I forgot to describe us. I'm chocolate complexion, curvy, I have an afro at the time. He's mixed, shortcut, body I already described. So like I said, we had our issues. I could read him for filth. He was just miserable. My personality is a lot more lit. I would dance and vibe and he would be behind me eating Cheetos or something. We really were bigger. One time we got into an argument about a 10-piece nugget. Turned physical. Sis, I know, so dumb. What the hell? Anyway, after one argument, we was about to take a break. Not yet confirmed. This is while he still worked with my friends. He started talking to this girl for 2 weeks. Mind you, I'm still at his house doing the nasty, talking in his face. My old work friends gave me the tea and I confronted him. He told me he didn't get with her because he found out her age and let me know he wouldn't have told me. So perfect timing. My old homegirl hit me up and we went out. I met this boy, I'm gonna call him Smokey because this man was always high. Anyways, it was me and my homegirl, Smokey and his friend. So we went to hang out just downtown chilling. I started to catch a vibe with Smokey and he was kind of funny and was laid back. But I ended up hotboxing and I'm not a smoker, but I caught a high. We went back to my homegirl house, all laid up in her room. I thought about all the stuff going on in my relationship and just cuddled near Smokey. My homegirl and the other guy dipped trying to set us up. She knew my situation for real. We started making out. He kept trying to slide them over. If you know, you know. I don't know him, so I said our clothes can stay on, and he agreed, but he kept trying it. I texted my friend to break this up because I had enough and wasn't having it. So we all went our separate ways, and that was that. I ended up lying to Square at first, and I felt like he didn't care. So why should I? But eventually, I came out clean. He was furious and told me to get out of his car, and he needed his space. A few days later, we talked things out and agreed to stay together. I'm going to skip further to one of our last arguments. So I didn't trust this man. He kept starting unnecessary problems. Mind you, I was very aggressive. I had my guard up a lot and he was more of a square. Anyways, he told me to chill and I did. He got more aggressive and snappy. This night, I don't know what told me to go into his phone, but I did. I saw pictures of me that I never sent this man. Pictures of his ex and freaky text to her. I confronted him and he said they were old and didn't even look at them. I told him to delete it. He told me he did and this man lied 3 times in my face. So I told him I needed space. So guess what happens? I ended up meeting up with old girl Smokey and his homie. Anywho, this man had been drinking. He got me an Uber. I come through at my homegirl place. At this point, we had already established a sneaky link type of vibe. After some drinks, we both felt the way. I never caught up to him though because I'm not a drinker. This man kept trying, so I kind of gave in. Smokey did not know what he was doing. Something he ended up doing my thighs. Oh, what the hell? A mess. Anyways, the homegirl ended up letting us spend the night. He tried again, made it in a little, and didn't reach anywhere. So he wouldn't leave me alone all night. Anyway, I didn't tell my boyfriend, and it is what it is. Fast forward to the breakup. I kept repeating to him that I wanted to basically be courted. In fact, I begged this man just for 3 years. Just small, romantic, creative things. Plus, the sex was still trash, and his personality was not really really argumentative. Plus, he kept getting fired. Not to mention his attitude towards his mother. I could not with men like that. He hated anyone giving him job advice. I mentally checked out. I just needed the platform. I didn't have the vision. Just kidding. I hope you get the reference. I don't. I'll be late to movies, y'all. Chill on me. I'm corny. Anyways, I called him and I let him know how I felt. He went off and started blaming everything on me and some more stuff. I wasn't going to break up with him, but I had enough. I deleted his pictures, numbers, and the whole 9 yards. He ended up texting me months later trying to rekindle, and I said I'm not interested. And that way he wanted to be cool if that was fine. Not too long after that, he not too long after that, he started posting indirects or whatever, calling me a hoe and some more stuff. He said something about how it's funny. He said something about how it's funny it is that cheaters jump right into a relationship while the ones who didn't take time to heal. Like, sir, you cheated first. And I was just like, sir, you cheated first. I was just even worse. Anyways, I have a girlfriend now and we're cool, but this man's a weirdo. I hope you enjoy my story time. Thank you, sis. That was good. That's crazy though. That was crazy though that I don't know y'all relationship, but it's good y'all left because y'all relationship seemed toxic. Y'all fighting over chicken nuggets is wild. That's crazy because it's like, how did that even happen? I wish you would have gave details about that because, like, how and why did y'all fight over some chicken nuggets? Like, a physical fight over a 10-piece nugget? That's insane. But no, for real. But thank you guys all for sharing. If you want to share your story, make sure you share it to Symonestorytimes@yahoo.com. This is it. First day of Vlogmas down, even though we way in the past, but this is to my future self. Yeah. We got this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my socials, and don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's story. I'll see you guys in the next one.